Let's pick some Ruby Saltbush and see if we can't make some cordial. They should be nice for cordial, shouldn't they? They should. Little native fruit. What's the Latin, is it? The botanical Latin, is it Enchylaena tomentosa? I'm not sure. But we've got plenty in our garden, and the more the merrier. I'm just picking the berries. Although you can eat the leaves, I've read that they're better cooked. Of course, although you can eat the leaves, I'm interested in the berries as a sweet fruit, and I'm going to make them into cordial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a bowl and pour hot water on them and leave them to steep for a while. I could put them in a blender, I suppose, but I don't want to be eating the seeds in the middle, really. The seeds in the middle can be swallowed, yes, but I'd rather just have a syrup or a cordial. That's what I'd rather. The more bushes of this in my garden, the merrier, I say. Makes the birds happy too, of course. If I came back tomorrow, all these red berries might well be gone, because the birds would have enjoyed them. The more bird droppings that contain these seeds, the better. It's going to take a while. It is. But I'll get there. I just want to try a glass first of all, just one glass of Ruby Saltbush cordial. I think they'd sell it in the Australian bush tucker shops, wouldn't you? Well, what better than free food in one's own garden, just growing everywhere, wild. Of course, these berries were eaten for thousands of years, tens of thousands of years by Australia's first peoples. They grow over most of Australia. All over Australia they grow if you look at the distribution maps. Wonderful bush tucker food. All over Australia almost. I don't think they grow in Tasmania, and they don't quite grow along part of the eastern seaboard. What a lovely sunny autumn day it is today. But these actually fruit are well into winter too, so they're a good winter fruit if you think about it. Not too many fruits fruit in winter. They don't. I'm getting there. I just want a big glass of syrup to start with. One could pour it on ice cream, whether it be vegan ice cream or dairy ice cream, or yes, or soy ice cream, whatever, or nut ice cream. I don't think there are any snakes around at the moment. It's getting too cold for snakes lately. I should be careful though. I think that little echidna, that native hedgehog thing, has been getting around because there's all holes being dug everywhere. There are holes. Look at these beautiful berries. This ruby saltbush shrub here is quite huge. Look, just berry upon berry. I could spend a couple of hours here picking them all, wouldn't I, if I wanted to pick them all? Just so many of them. Now, if we have shrubs like this everywhere, we shall never go hungry. Just so many. Hundreds, thousands. They can all be made into cordial, or syrup or jam, or eaten fresh. Look at them all, so many. Let's have a closer handheld view. So yes, learn to recognize them. Australian bush tucker food, Ruby Saltbush. So many berries. So many berries. So many of them. Here I am crawling around on all fours, looking at them. Learn to recognize them. That's what they look like. One-handed, actually. I've got one hand at the moment. There we are. Close-up of the berries. I get seasick watching my videos when I get too jerky. That's what the berries look like. So many of them. So the theory is that I pick lots of these berries, I pour in some hot water, and then I'll be adding sugar. Oh, just a little. We don't want to rot our teeth, do we, with too much sugar? We don't. You could make these into candy as well, couldn't you? Or toffee, or fruit pastels or something. Pastilles. How blessed I am on this wonderful autumn day. Can I see myself over there? There I am. Ow, ow. I just got poked in the bum. So many of them. Let's go back to the house now. Make some drink. Just an experiment. I know I talk too much, but I don't normally talk to anybody, so when I talk to people on YouTube, it's fun for me to have a bit of conversation. Yes, I should go back to the house and make a sweet drink. You can get these at some nurseries, you know, if you're in Australia. You can get them at certain nurseries. I don't know that Bunnings sell them, but some nurseries do. There's a Bunnings opening in the UK, I think, according to that trashy paper, the Daily Mail. There is. That's right, there's talk of whether Bunnings have vegan sausage sizzles. When they have their sausage sizzles at Bunnings, there's talk that vegans are demanding that they have vegetarian or vegan sausages for sale, or for free rather, because Bunnings give away sausages. Not that I've ever been to a Bunnings sausage sizzle, mind you. Look how many I've collected. It does take a while. I do think you could collect more of these berries if you simply broke the branches off and flailed them into, say, a wheelbarrow. Of course, you get leaves falling off as well, but you could collect a lot more berries more quickly if you broke off the branches and flailed them. That's my theory. One at a time is quite labour intensive, quite time consuming. I'll listen to that bloody lawnmower. Just because it's Sunday, people start mowing. That's what they do. Do I look like the person that mows every Sunday? I'm not that sort of person. Let's have a look at the autumn leaves before we go. Look at those lovely autumn leaves. Aren't they wonderful? So beautiful. What's the yellow one? I think the yellow one is white cedar. I think the yellow ones are white cedar. And the red ones are Chinese pistace. Both extremely drought resistant trees. That's why they're growing there. Way down to Billio unwatered. Isn't the colour beautiful? Look at that. Such a beautiful colour. Red like the berries I've just picked. Flaming. Flaming. So what I'm going to do is simply just, come on, put them all, in you go. I'm going to add hot water, let them steep for a while, then I'll strain them. I'll strain them once they're cool, see what sort of nice drink that makes. That's hot water, so let's see how they go. And I'll come back in a while when they're cool. Maybe I'll macerate them a little bit. Then we'll try them with a teaspoon of sugar. Look, they've only been in there a minute and the water's turned pink already. So I think I'm going to get a nice drink out of that. Look, it's cooler now, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to give it a blast in this blender just to get the most out of the juice. Here goes. Oh, I'm not used to this contraption. It's cooler now, of course. Well, I shall drain that. I shall strain that and add a little bit of a tiny bit of sugar and see how it tastes. Let's just strain it nicely. I hope it's going to taste nice. Oops. Get all the solid matter out of it. I didn't want to eat all those seeds. It's got quite a few seeds in it, but they're only very tiny. You can chew the seeds up and swallow them. But that's that. Nice red drink. Let's just put in a teaspoon of sugar to make the medicine go down. Maybe a teaspoon and a half of sugar to make the medicine go down. Let's see if it's all tutti frutti. I'm a tutti frutti, you know. Let's see what it tastes like. Whoops, sorry for putting my elbow in front of the lens. Let's see if that would be a nice cool drink on a summer's day. It's very nice. Reminds me a little bit of Ribena black currant syrup. It also reminds me of rosehip syrup that they give to babies, that vitamin C syrup they give to babies. That's quite refreshing. If I used even more berries, it would have a stronger flavour. And if it were chilled, it would be even nicer. It's a very nice fruit drink. You could put a nice piece of pear in the mix too, instead of sugar. You could. A lot of room for experimentation with Ruby Saltbush berries. I could have just used pure berries on their own and extracted the juice, couldn't I? But that would take quite a while to collect that many berries. It's a lovely fruit drink, very nice for children. A lovely fruit juice for children. Very Moorish. You could squeeze a lemon or a lime in it, just a dash of lime or lemon for a bit of sting. See you then. See ya. I wouldn't want to be ya.